What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about some of the 2021 spring anime that I'm excited to watch. I want to be using my anime list and just sort of going down and talking about the shows I'm planning to watch this upcoming season. And starting off at number 1 is the 5th season of My Hero Academia. Now, season 4, in my opinion, it had its ups and downs, and I didn't really like the second major arc in there around the gentleman villain guy. Wasn't a big fan of that, but the last few episodes around Hawk and Endeavor were really good, and I did really enjoy the first arc. But the one complaint I had about that was the Toa fight not being animated. This fifth season looks to be starting off with like a battle between Class 1A and 1B, which, hey, if they animate the fights well, should be really cool to see some great animation. The next anime I'm planning to watch is the Don't Tease Me Nagatoro. Now, this is like a rom-com from what I've seen and heard, and I've heard it's actually kind of lighthearted compared to like what the trailer's showing of just this like young high school girl bullying this one dude. But I've actually heard some pretty good things about it and how it's surprisingly a lighthearted show. It seems pretty funny to me. I'll give it a few episodes and see if I enjoy it or not. The next show I'm planning to watch is the Shaman King 21 remake. I never watched this growing up. I always saw it on Toonami and like in the bookstore when I was like looking at manga. It was sort of plastered everywhere, but I never did really give it a shot. As a kid, I always stuck to my Naruto's, One Piece, and Bo. Believe it or not, I was a big fan of that show. But I never really gave Shaman King a shot. And as I've grown older and sort of expanded my anime watching, I'm excited. It's a sort of like basically a huge tournament arc to decide the Shaman King, and it got 52 episodes confirmed, so looks like they're in it for the long haul. And I'm excited to see how it plays out. And the next anime after that I'm planning to watch is Fruits Basket, the final season. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons of Fruits Basket remake, and when I started watching the first season of Fruits Basket of the remake, all I know it was like a character drama. I never saw the original, and oh boy, I was in for the feels train. I actually cried a lot watching the show. Like, it just hit so deep emotionally, so many episodes, and final season I'm super hyped for. As I said, I've really enjoyed the first and second season of Fruits Basket, and I'm finally excited to see how it's gonna all conclude. After that is Zombieland Saga, the second season. This is a idol zombie show. I absolutely love the main character guy who like directs the zombies, like their manager. He does like his voice acting job as this over the top energetic manager so well, and some of the scenes and songs, there are actually some pretty good bangers that they produce. There's also some really good comedy bits. For example, in the first season, whenever they had to like do like a commercial for this like chicken restaurant, I really enjoyed that. And yeah, overall excited to see this show. It was a really fun time the first season, and hopefully the second season brings more of that. After that is Eden Zero JK. It's made by the same author, Fairy Tail. Was never a fan of that, and we're skipping that. The next show I'm planning to watch is Megalo Box second season, another sequel. And for this show, a sequel I really wasn't expecting after finishing the first season. I thought the first season was a really good and concise story that sort of told what it wanted to tell and had a very decisive and good closure of an ending. When they announced the second season, I thought, oh no, where can it go? And I'm kind of worried that they're sort of just milking this because of how well the first season did. I'm also hoping that they improve on the actual fight animation compared to the first season. Now, the art style, absolutely fantastic with the show and definitely one of the highest points. Soundtrack also really good. The actual animation of the fights wasn't very great at times in the first season. I'm hoping they improve that in the second season, and hopefully the story is good and sort of makes sense compared to where the first season ended. Well, we'll see. The next show I'm planning to watch this season is 86. Now, I've heard some really good things about the light novel. It's sort of this military like action show from what I can tell. Sci-fi, there's like mechas. And watching the trailers, the animation also looks pretty good. The CGI, there's some CGI like mechas that they look alright for CGI, but CGI is usually just a turn off for me. I've heard some good things about the story. Hopefully it can live up to what I've heard. And also, they did with the 2 trailers I saw, the soundtrack was actually banging. And there wasn't just like one song in the soundtrack. It would play like multiple different songs in just like a 2-minute trailer. And they were really good. The voice actors, there's also recognized some pretty highly acclaimed voice actors in the show. So I'm super excited for the show. It's probably the show I'm looking forward to the most this season, besides maybe Fruits Basket's final season. And the final show I want to be watching this season is SSSS.Dynazenon. It's the sequel to Gridman, which is a sort of like another mecha show. I really enjoyed the first season of Gridman, and sort of like Megalo Box, it had a conclusive ending. But with this one, it sort of makes sense to expand it out since there's like sort of a larger universe they can explore with more characters. And not to go into spoiler territories of the first season, but the mechas, they did fight in like other worlds and stuff. I'm excited to see where this goes. It's done by Studio Trigger. Really likes the stuff they've done. Hopefully it's just as good as the first season, if not better. We'll see where it goes. Glad there's some decent looking mecha shows this season. And for that, that's all I'm planning to watch so far. Of course, as the season goes along and more shows sort of like rise up, I'll check them out if they look interesting to me. And let me know in the comments below what you're planning to watch this season, and if there's anything you think I'm missing that I should be watching. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more content, and I will see you on the next one. Later.